It's Nick here for Into Boxing. I'm delighted to be joined by Dev Sahni for the very first time. First of all, Dev, how are we?
Good. Yeah, nice to speak to you. We've just done the presser, obviously, for Joyce Parker, and I think everyone's on a bit of a high, and everyone's happy, and I've seen nothing but smiles as I'm looking around. It was a good presser.
It certainly was a good presser. Let's get right into it. Obviously, the big fight is on. It was supposed to happen earlier this year. It's here now, as we say. Bit of back and forth between the two today. I think people, obviously, two nice guys at boxing, people will say, and maybe not expecting that so much today, but it was lively.
I think if the fight had happened on July 2nd, as originally planned, you wouldn't have got something like that in the build-up. Because of the delay, because of what's gone on, the various things, we all know what's happened with this fight, because of accusations of ducking, because of quacking noises in interviews, because of things like you got nowhere to run, it's led to an extra sort of layer of animosity in this fight, which is perfect. When you've got, it's Manchester Arena, Manchester Arena, and BT Sport Box Office. This is a pay-per-view fight, so you need a little bit of needle, and we've got a bit of needle, and we've got two of the very best heavyweights in the world going at it, and the winner gets a shot at the world title.
You've got, obviously, Joseph Parker's got the experience in his career, but Joe Joyce has had the fight most recently. I was just speaking to Joe there. Do you think that having the fight more recently gives Joe Joyce the upper hand going into this fight, or who do you see as favourite going in?
I see Joyce as a slight favourite, and that's just because he's the juggernaut, and he appears to have an uncrackable chin, and he appears to take opponents into deep water and drown them, and there's no blueprint on how to beat him so far as a professional. So I would back him as the slight favourite. Has the fight against Christian Hammer helped? I think the camp in Vegas, the time with Salas, and the time to put some of the stuff into practice against Christian Hammer is only a good thing for someone who's only had 14 fights. And remember, he came to boxing very late. I think he was in his 20s when he started boxing, so he's learning all the time. We probably still haven't seen the best Joe Joyce, which is remarkable at 36 years old. He's getting better and better, and getting that fight in, getting that extra bit of activity is a very good thing for him. Joseph Parker hasn't boxed since December last year against Derek Chisora, and Joseph Parker must be sick of the sight of Derek Chisora. He's had to fight him twice now, and I say Joe Joyce is a completely different proposition to Derek Chisora, and I think Parker's going to find out.
What do you think? What are the main strengths of both Joe Joyce and Joseph Parker?
Look, Parker's quick. He's nimble. He gets in and out, and he's got a great chin as well. He's very durable himself. We've only seen him down a couple of times. Dillian Whyte had him over. He had him over clean, and he had him over sort of not so clean as well. But he's had him over. Derek Chisora's had him over, but we've never seen him all over the shop kind of thing. So he's got a great chin himself, Joseph Parker, as well as those attributes that I mentioned. Joe Joyce, again, tremendous chin, and the engine is unbelievable. He boxes in late into fights as he boxes early in the fights. In fact, he's quite a slow starter, and then he builds up a real head of steam, and then he suffocates people. So he's got a great engine, he's got a great chin, and by the way, he's knocked out 13 of his 14, so he can hit as well. And it's not one punch concussive power, but there can be 4 or 5 thudding shots that you find out about.
That's it. It's going to be obviously a great fight. One thing I do want to ask you about is obviously working with Boxer on the deal. Do you think that now you've sort of bridged that gap and you've gone over that line? Because fight fans, we're always craving, the biggest fights. Now you've started, as I say, you've gone over that line, you're working together. Do you reckon this could be the start of something quite special in boxing where promoters go, do you know what? Let's put politics to a side, let's put networks to a side, let's just get the fights on.
That was ultimately a good picture for fans up the front. Seeing promoters come together always feels like a good thing. What their relationship's like, Frank and Ben, I'm not sure. You've seen a bit of back and forth there, you've seen a bit of needle. I don't know. It's always good when promoters work together, always good when networks work together, when there's something in it sort of for everyone. It remains to be seen how this will work out going forward.
Frank alluded to up there, obviously the winner potentially getting the winner of Anthony Joshua, Oleksandr Usyk. That fight comes up in a couple of weeks. Just your thoughts on that fight first and foremost?
Joshua Usyk, tough task for Anthony Joshua. Everyone's talking about how He needs to be different. He can get better. He's changed his trainer. Robert Garcia's come in. I don't know what Robert Garcia's record is with heavyweights. I actually don't know. I think you always see him with smaller guys, right? Mikey Garcia, guys like that. So I don't know. It's a tall task for him. Joshua could get better, but the thing is, Usyk could get better as well. And I feel as though Usyk, at times, boxed within himself in that fight. And now that he has tasted Joshua's power, and he was marked up as well by the end of it, but now that he's tasted it, he's been in there with him 12 rounds, he knows what he's about. You could see Usyk stopping him this time. That's my feeling on it. I think Usyk could be better this time, and he knows that he can hurt him. He hurt him a couple of times, had him wobbled up against the ropes. I don't know how Joshua wins this fight, but I hope he does, because if he does, I think you could see Joshua versus Fury. Fingers crossed. Fury's retired, but you just never know. And that fight feels too big to not happen. So if he does win that fight, my God, great news for British boxing and fight fans.
You beat me to my next question, so I was going to ask you about Tyson Fury, if the winner of that, if he was coming out of retirement. Have you spoken to Tyson seen him around the office or anything like that?
No, not recently. Haven't really spoke to him for probably just after. You just sort of leave him alone after the Dillian White fight. He's just knocked him out, says he's retired. All right, go do your thing, and if we speak again soon, we'll speak again. But I hope he does come out of retirement. He's still got something to give, I think, but he will be the best judge of that. And he's said some things which make me think that maybe he's retired. When he's talking about things like taking shots against Deontay Wilder, not being able to remember it. You've got to remember he did 3 fights with arguably the heaviest hitter in boxing history in Deontay Wilder. Whether you accept it or not, that will put miles on your clock. He must feel that he's got a few more miles on the clock now, and he's made plenty of money. So he could well walk away. I hope not, because I want to see Joshua fight in particular. That's too big, I think, to not happen.
You mentioned Deontay Wilder there, obviously back in training. Do you reckon that Deontay Wilder will make I know there's been rumours about him coming back. I think Robert Helenius is a name I've seen branded about. Do you reckon it's good to have Deontay Wilder back, and do you reckon he will come back full time?
I'm a big Deontay Wilder fan. Big Deontay Wilder fan. He is guaranteed entertainment. The way I just think back to the Dominic Brazil fight, and the way he just collapsed his legs underneath him with that shot. Unbelievable. Luis Ortiz knockout, you see the sweat come off his skin. He's just guaranteed entertainment. If Tyson Fury hasn't taken too much out of Deontay Wilder can come back and dominate everyone underneath Tyson Fury, apart from maybe Joe Joyce, Daniel Dubois, David Adelaide, and a few other sort of Queensberry heavyweights. But yeah, look, he's tremendous. If he does come back, I hope it is, a good version of Deontay Wilder. I hope there's not too many miles on the clock. What I don't want to see is that he comes back and he boxes like a Robert Helenius and he gets chinned himself, or he loses on points and all that. He's just so much better than that.
One from me on the heavyweight landscape. You can include Tyson Fury in this if you want to. You don't have to. Top 3 heavyweights in your opinion right now.
Okay, right now, look, Tyson Fury. I think you have to put him at the top with what he's done. And then you have to put Oleksandr Usyk. He is the unified world heavyweight champion. I think that makes the most sense. Do you know what? Number 3 is up for grabs. And I'm here with my Queensberry hat on. Look, it might be Deontay Wilder, right? If it's Deontay Wilder, he could whack everyone up. It might be Joe Joyce. I guess we'll find out on September 24th against Joseph Parker, because you can't say he's top 3 in the world if he loses to Joseph Parker. So I think it's questionable. I think the top 2 are very clear to everyone, and then it's actually a little bit of a scramble. There's a few guys in the mix there who could say that they could take that spot.
Let's hope that we all see them in together at some point, because I think there's some great matchups. Finally, let's have a prediction from you. Joe Joyce, Joseph Parker, 24th of September. How does it go down?
I like both guys, by the way. I just did a sit down with Joseph Parker, and it was really good. I lean towards Joe Joyce, and my thing with it, the thinking behind it is, I'm not sure. Like, he's got like an unbreakable chin, Joe Joyce, right? I'm not sure Joseph Parker has enough pop to deter him, and I think he'll be a bit more cautious, Joe Joyce, than what he was against Christian Hammer. So I think he'll find the style to beat Joseph Parker. I would back him to juggernaut him late in the fight, as he says.
Super. Well, Dev, thank you very much for giving Into Boxing some of your time, and hopefully we'll catch up with you in the future.
Nice to speak to you, mate.
Thank you very much.